So conduction is just one mode of heat. There are two other modes also, that is convection and radiation. So we will talk about each of them. So in this video I will give you an analogy to explain three of them. So when I talk about conduction, that means so when I talk about conduction, it is something like this. You have one boy A and another boy B. They want to transfer the ball from A to B. So how can this be done? So this ball is nothing but heat. Okay. So now let us first try to understand this example in terms of the boys and the ball. So let's A want to transfer this ball to B. So how can A do this? Now there are three different ways the A can transfer this ball to B. So the first way of doing this is, a lot of his friends stand in between, so they just fill the distance between A and B, and then A transfer to the next boy, and the next boy transfer the ball to the next boy, and that is how it reaches to the B finally. Okay. So since A is here, so it will pass the ball to this guy, and then this boy passes this ball to this guy, and then finally it reaches to the B. So this is the first way of transferring the ball from A to B. The next way is that a friend comes here to this boy, and this boy will take the ball, and then it carry the ball and give it to B, and that's how the ball transfer from A to B. So in this case we really do not want so many of boys to transfer the ball, so that only one boy would transfer the ball from this boy to this boy. So this boys actually move from one place to another, but in the first game none of them are moving. They just shifted the ball from one person to another. But in the second case, this person actually have to move from this point to this point. And in the third mode of doing this is, ask nobody's help. You just this boy just throw the ball to this. Okay, so this is the third way of transferring it. Now the conduction, convection and radiation is exactly like this. Okay, so the conduction is this, just like this method, where you have to transfer the heat from one part to other part of the same object, okay, to the same object. So the ball is like heat, and these people who are transferring the ball, they are like particles in the medium. So medium is what? For example, you take the example of conduction, where you have a pan which is made up of metal, and the handle is also made up of metal. So the pan is made up of particles. Okay. So the particle is only transferred the heat from one point to another, and that is how it is reaching from one end to another end of the vessel. So that is how conduction happens. Now in convection, you really do not need the substance to be a solid, but you need some medium, some particle of the medium. So here in convection, there is an actual movement of the particles of the medium. So here you see the actual movement of particle, that is the movement of this boy from this part to this part. And in the next, that is radiation, you do not need any medium. Okay, no medium is required. So the heat is just transferred from this boy to this boy. No medium is required. You do not need a medium at all. So this is the simple way of understanding the concept of conduction, convection and radiation. Okay. Let us now talk about convection. So it is a transfer of heat by actual motion of matter. So as I telling, actual motion of matter. So what is matter? The particle in the medium. So the ball is being carried by one person to the another person. So the person which is transferring the ball from one to other is only the medium. Okay. Now the way we saw the conduction happen is, the second is possible in fuel. This convection is possible only in fuels. ठीक है. So here we want the medium of particle actually move from one place to another. So that needs space. So if you talk about solid, the particles are very closely fixed. They do not have a lot of spaces in between them. But in case of liquid, considerably there are more spaces as compared to that of solid. Okay. So therefore, it is easier for a particle to move in a fluid. Okay. Now, how exactly in convection the heat is transferred? How heat is transferred in the convection? Okay, so the basic concept in the working of behind the working of convection is that when air gets heated, air expand, and when air expand, it become less dense. So what do you mean by that? So let us take an example. So let's say you have this cup of coffee and this is placed over fire. So the source of heat is this fire. So this heat, what it is do? It actually heat this vessel. The vessel is just getting heated because of the conduction. Okay, conduction. But when we talk about the fluid inside it, the coffee inside this vessel getting heated. How it is actually heated up? So this is heated up by the process of convection. So in this case it is a liquid. Like if in this case if in another case there is a air, so the air immediately above it become hotter as compared to that of the air present in the sideways. The air which is immediately above this, it's get actually heated up and then it expands. Air gets heated up, heated air get expands and then it rises up. So now why let us talk about this. It is because of density. When it expand, it become less dense. So let us suppose this is the scenario. There is a scenario where there is a 10 people within a room, which is in a room which is this much big. Okay, if I say the room size has expanded, number of people are the same, but the room size has expanded, room size become bigger, but you have still the same number of people. So you still have 10 people. If you have 10 people in the small room, the density is more or less, tell me. It is more dense, it is more congested. But when you have the same 10 people inside a big hall, what happens in this case? In this case, it becomes less dense. So in the similar way here also, when the air gets heated up, so the air expands, and when the air expands, it becomes less dense. That means it is like the room get expanded, but the same number of particles remain the same in the air. Okay, therefore the air become less dense. Since the air becomes less dense, so it goes up. So the hot air rises up, and the vacuum is created here. So somebody need to take that space. Okay, so maybe the air from the sideways. So these air particle take this place. So when they move up, then again the side air come here. Okay, so this is how the concept of convection work. So when the hotter air rises up, the cooler air takes its place. Okay, again they get heated and this process continue, and this is how convection works. And this is how the liquid inside it, the vessel, get heated up the same way. Okay. As soon as you keep the water over the flame, it doesn't happen immediately. Immediately the water does not get heated up. But initially the lower layer heated up, and then it get expand, it go up, and the cooler air or the cooler liquid take this place. After some time, the entire water will be hot, the entire air will be hot. Okay, so this is how the convection works. So let me give you another example to show the presence of convection. Let us take an example. And you put your hand just above the flame of the candle. What happens? You feel quite hot. Okay, right? Why do you feel hot? Because of the convection. Because you see, you are not in the direct contact with the flame. Okay, so though no conduction happen there, but there is a medium between your hand and this flame, which can actually help in transferring the heat, and that is why you are feeling hot. Now if you place your another hand on the other side of the side of the flame, not on the top but on the side of the flame, did you feel more hot here or less hot here? Obviously you will feel less hot here, less hot as compared to the top of the flame, because the convection happens here, that is why it is so hot. But here comparatively cooler air is present. Okay, so when the air get heated up, it moves up and then the sideway take its place. So the cool air come here, again getting heated up and move up. So the process of convection maybe feel at the top more as compared to the sides. Okay, so here convection work at here and not on the sideways. Okay, so now let us take an example of natural convection which happen during the day and the night. So first we will discuss the conduction process during the daytime. Now during the daytime, if you compare the land and the water bodies, now during the daytime, means these kind of scenario is happen mostly in the coastal areas, because in the coastal areas you have the water body as well as land both, so you get experience this phenomena in a better way. They are in a better way. So during the daytime, because of the presence of sun, it happens that the land becomes heat up quicker than the water body. So this is land and this is the water body. Okay, so land that get heated up more quickly. Now what happens when the land become hotter quickly? So the hot air is present somewhere here. Okay, because of the sun. So during the daytime, this is hot and this is cold. What happens is the hot air here, it expands, okay, near the surface, it get heated up, it expands, and when it expands it becomes less dense and then it moves up. Okay, when the hot air moves up, a vacuum is created here. So who fills that vacuum? That vacuum is filled by the cool air which is coming from the sea. Therefore, bulk of air coming from or move from this place to fill this space. And what is happening to the hot air? It just goes up. So again this goes there, this goes there. And this hot air, then this hot air again in return coming here, and this is like a cycle, and this cycle is continue taking place. Now, but in the course of this cycle, what is happening? A bunch of cool air which is flowing from water or from the sea towards the land, and this is known as the sea breeze. Sea breeze. So those who are living in the coastal areas, if they want to experience the sea breeze, they should construct their houses in such a way that the windows and the doors, they are facing the ocean. So the cool air will be flowing, because the cool air will be flowing from the ocean to the land. and this you get experience during the daytime. So this is the concept of sea breeze, which is you see that the convection play the most important role. So what happened now during the night? Exactly the opposite happens during the night. At night, the land gets colder quickly. The way the land get heated up quickly, similarly it get colder up quickly as compared to that of water. So at night the water is hot as compared to the land, and so the hot air is moving up, the vacuum is created, and the cold air from the land take this place. And so in this place is, you see, the cool air is moving from land toward the sea. So that is why it is called a land breeze. So land breeze happened during the night time from land to sea, and this is happened during the daytime. Now if you see the both of them, the heat is transfer. Okay, the heat is transferred from one person to another, and this is an actual application of convection in our natural in a natural way. Okay. Now if you look at both the process, conduction and convection, you see both of them need a medium for heat transfer. You remember the ball example? In both cases, the conduction and convection, you need somebody to carry the ball. Okay. So in the convection, you just need one person which carry the ball from one person to another, and in the conduction, we need a lot of people who just passes the ball from A to B. But both need a medium for the heat transfer. Whether you think of heating a cup of water, you also need a particle, or if you want to talk about the air above the fire. So, or if you take the example of candle, in both the cases you need. And in the same way, when you cook food, the vessel is heated because of the medium only. Okay, so both of them require the medium for the heat to transfer. In many scenario in which the medium is not available, but still we want to heat the place, so there takes place radiation. So do you think that any such scenario arises where we want to heat the transfer the heat, but the medium is not available? So the most common example would be the sun rays reaching the earth. So between the sun rays and the earth, a lot of vacuum space would be coming. In this phase, we really don't know if medium is present everywhere or not. Okay, but still the sun rays manage to reach the earth. So this happens because of the radiation. So radiation is the exact mode of transfer of heat separated by a distance even in vacuum. So transfer of heat between the bodies separated by a distance even in vacuum also. So now the question is, how does it possible that heat is being transferred in vacuum when there is no particles to carry? So it is possible in the same way how we throw a ball from A to B. So A and B don't have to depend any other person to transfer the ball. So here no medium is required. So the question is, how exactly this radiation gets transmitted? So let us look at the most common example of radiation. So as I said, the radiation of the sun is able to reach the earth, and the distance between the sun and the earth contain a lot of vacuum space. So how does the heat transfer happen? So this heat transfer happen in the form of electromagnetic rays, electromagnetic waves, which is also called EM waves. These are waves which can propagate. So these are the waves which can propagate in the vacuum, And one feature have, this is how electromagnetic, and they can travel through vacuum. Not all the waves can travel through the vacuum. And vacuum is what? Empty. Vacuum is what? It is an empty space which doesn't contain any medium, any particle. Okay. So they travel with the speed of light in vacuum. And the speed of light is generally 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and which is a very high speed. And that is the reason why radiation travel very fast. It is not only the mode of heat transfer in vacuum, but it is also the fastest mode of heat transfer. Now, this electromagnetic waves are created by the vibration of electric charges. They involve both the electric and magnetic components. So that is why it is in blue and red in color. There are different types of electromagnetic radiation which exist as a infrared radiation, radioactive radiation. You will learn more about this electromagnetic radiation in your class 12th, where you learn electromagnetic rays. But for now, you just understand the radiation happens in the form of electromagnetic waves. So as these waves moves from one point to another, the radiation also move there. And because it travels through in the form of electromagnetic waves, that is why they are able to travel through the vacuum. That is why they are able to travel with the speed of light, which is very, very high. Okay. So the heat transfer from the sun to the earth is a classic example of radiation. Now, as I said, how exactly the radiation causes heat transfer? It transfers through the electromagnetic waves. The name itself tells that it involves both electric as well as magnetic field. It propagates through vacuum and the speed of light. Okay, it propagate through vacuum and at the speed of light. That is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per seconds. Now we'll discuss about thermal radiation in our next video. Okay, which is also very important. Thank you.